food. They serve me a soda. They keep an eye on me. I said, groovy. I said, they might change their mind now that they know you're my kid.
I'm sure the usual band of idiots. I mean that lovingly to each and every one of them are going to be at Forced Eight. Um, some people are. Hopefully, I could get an interview or two. Like I said, I'm there, like you, officially yet unofficially. Um, I'll probably do my usual Reddit. I just got to get in touch with the person I want to get to my way up there. Um, because I have two options. One option is she might not be there going to be there all day. So and I want to be there all day
Yeah.
because I want to make sure I get everything, hang out with everybody. If I get tired, I could easily hang out in the food court. But the other two people and child that I'll have a chance to go with, it could be all day because the missus is a social butterfly, and I'll be like, cool, I could be here all day.
Is this Big C?
So yeah, Big C.
Okay.
His missus is a very big social butterfly, so I could do that. Um, Not to mention, I could probably get one interview in regards to somebody, but I'll have to see how I could finagle things.
George is going to be down there, and he's got that new short coming out, that Bobo
Yeah,
clown.
the
Yeah.
clown thing. I could probably get something with him, talk to him. Um, Heck, I might do some, like I said, I'll bring my tripod with me. I might just do some uh, videos that way instead of gunning for a panel. Do a whole mess of videos, strip the audio, and post it kind of in between what I do with you. Posted the audio up that way, and post the videos up on YouTube. And who knows? Who knows?
Well,
Um,
best thing I can tell you, if you're looking for me, I won't be hard to find. I'll be wearing the official Princess of Darkness uniform, blood splattered, carrying Nocturne Nostromo, aka, or roughly translated, the Book of the Dead, and a puzzle box of a certain variety, and my machete and my shotgun sling.
is there going to be a repeat of when was it? 2019 or 2018?
How
The
so?
whole the whole meme photo
Oh, we could do
that
that.
I started uh, uh,
I'm gonna be blood
back when I
soaked.
was
I
maybe
just
about
don't
100
know
pounds
how
higher.
well that's gonna play.
What, you just hand me the puzzle block going, here, hold this.
Now it's gonna be flicked all
Do
over
it
my
for TikTok.
face and all over the clothes. It's gonna make getting in and out of the movies pretty fun on that Saturday. Plus any other venues I go to, that should be entertaining. But I'll enjoy it because it's me.
So it should prove interesting that weekend. I'll try to. What's coming out this Friday? Which movie?
The only thing I know of is that Big George movie's coming out. Evil Dead Rise came out this weekend, but I'm not able to see it until this coming weekend.
Yeah, that's it. I have to see if it's still playing in the theater by me.
Yep, I'm gonna
Get
go
up the theater,
catch
then
it
just.
at Warehouse while I'm down in Hagerstown. I figure because the hotel check-in is like 3 p.m. and I'm like, well, that means we can go from the con to 11 to about 3, go drop off the stuff at the hotel or catch a movie beforehand and then go drop the stuff off at the hotel. But for some odd reason, the Valley Mall Cinema and Warehouse doesn't have any dates or information aside from Big George. I guess that's their big movie for next weekend. Um, but yeah, they don't have anything listed for Evil Dead Rise or any other movies yet. It's like, go ahead and put that up there, guys, so I can buy my tickets, please.
I know it's because where I work and the theater's in the same plaza, I could easily just go to the theater, watch the movie, and just wander to work.
I think Guardians
And
is also out this coming weekend too.
I only probably have time to and cash to watch one of them.
I'm just gonna watch
So,
Evil Dead Rise. I'm not interested in seeing Guardians. After the last couple movies being 2.5 hours, and then you had James Cameron's, you know, Way of the
with the
Water.
way of the water.
Well, he already ripped off the Avatar name. Might as well just
I,
call the second one Way
that's
of
what
the
I called
Water.
it. It's like Avatar,
Way of the Water.
Way of the Water.
Next, we're gonna learn firebending.
We're reviewing Moana, Way of the Avatar, Way of the Water. That's what we're
Yeah,
reviewing. But
but
like
yeah. So I'll be out there again, official, unofficial. But I
yeah,
think
I'll wait till it drops on like Disney Plus or something like that, and I'll
I
watch it there.
think a few of us are gonna head over to 710 later in the evening on Saturday. So yeah, if you need a libation and you want to chill with the Princess of Darkness, blood splattered in a nightclub, there's your opportunity.
Or if you want to take down the trip to the Martinsburg aspect, this goes to the listeners or the Princess of Darkness herself. Um, if she feels energetic and sober, uh, head on down to Big Timber by the it's on Monroe Street. It's right next to the Berkeley Theater, and come down and toss some axes. Happy to have you.
Indeed. And it's a
Just
fun time.
hope,
Fun, it's healthy.
hopefully, and if the folks who run the building aren't blocking crap next week, hopefully we'll have our dumpsters emptied, and I'll be less cranky when somebody does the rage rooms.
There you go. Sounds like a plan.
Now, just this past week, the owners of the property, the the guy that owns the whole plaza, he's been clearing the back of the plaza, and when we had our dumpster scheduled, he decided, you know what? I don't like people roaming around the back part of the plaza, so I'm just going to block shit off so nobody can get back there. And so therefore, the dump trucks, the garbage trucks, couldn't get back there to get any of the dumpsters because he has both ends blocked off.
Hmm.
And I'm like, we have rage rooms. How the hell am I supposed to clean shit up and put the shit when the trash dumpster is full? And it's like, what way to make places lose money, mister? No wonder
Right.
your place looks like crap. Not Big Timber, but the plaza as a whole looks like crap.
Yeah.
Trying to, but still, Four State. For those of you who might be listening out of state or anything like that, Four State is a local show, local to the Hagerstown area, or I should say the tri-state area
Mm-hmm.
or the quad-state area. Um,
And it's a cheap con. I mean, you
yeah,
go like for the whole entire weekend for one person, it's $18. That's not hateful, you know.
and I think
I've seen bigger costs than that.
the thing is, I love going. A lot of folks say, "Don't go to the comment section." I go to the comment session because sometimes a fight's good, and that's how I got banned from a local Minute Mart one day. That's a story for another time. But the aspect is the local, I guess, Chamber of Commerce or some shit like that um, started promoting Four State. And I went to the comments like, I wonder what people are saying, or is it all, hey, so and so, we got to go, or hey, so and so, you got to check this out. When somebody put up, it's like, I pretty much said, I ain't going because there's too many cosplayers being guests and not enough celebrity guests. Yeah, you do realize a lot of smaller events can't afford the big name folk
Mm-hmm.
that much. And in order for them to afford the bigger name folk, you have to show up
Exactly.
because the more people that show up, that means more money in their pocket and more money that they can invest in bigger guests. Granted, they're not going to get a Jason Ackles or someone like that, or an A-list celebrity, but they could probably move up from a E or D list celebrity to maybe a C or B list celebrity. So maybe we'll get one of these years Casper Van Dien.
No, thank you. I'm good. I would go just to troll him.
Hearing him one year at Awesome Con, it was weird because he was just doing his thing because he has a tendency, at least that year, he had a tendency of just shouting Starship Trooper lines, and within like him, it was another guest on that corner. Then on the other side, it was Jason Mewes. So you hear Jason Mewes counteracting. It was like a verbal war between the two of them. You hear, "You apes want to live forever," and over here, "Naganooch." Like, oh god, this is going to be. It's like you want to get a lounge chair, a bag of chips, and a drink to watch the crap show happen. And another part of you is like, you want to stay away as far away from that shit as possible because there's going to be some freaking drama that if you're a part of, you don't want to be a part of. But
Exactly. Exactly. But like with this con, I mean, it's small. They have had like definitely some unique guests in past years. They had the guy who played Andy Barclay once. Um, what's her name from Pretty Woman? Her brother that one year. I think you were there for that
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, yeah. We do not mention his name. I scrubbed his name from memory because he was a complete fucking asshole. Um,
Oh, I'm
pretty much
sorry.
what? No. Pretty much what happened is that particular year that he was there,
Hmm.
he saw. I think it was for the movie. He saw the trailer for the movie. I think it was like Remnants or something like that, and he said, "I want to be a part of that movie. I'll waive. I'll severely discount my fee for being a part of that." I think in the movie was in there for like less than a minute,
Less than a minute.
and less than a minute. Now that particular year, I was having a tough year financially. Candy was having a tough year financially, and both of us were vendors. Pretty much, I was vending at that show. I was promoting the show that year, and we were hanging outside for a little while. We were discussing things like, "Yeah, we had a good year. We'll give well, we were telling Matt, we were telling everybody that, hey, tomorrow's if we might not be here. If we're not here, give our table to somebody else that might need it, needs to spread out." And out comes the guy that was, spearheaded the Remnants movie Remnants, and he's like, "Yeah, well," he was talking, bragging that he got Roberts, for the movie and clipped this and that. He was all hyped, and he's letting us know, like, dude, that's cool, that's awesome. And out comes Roberts, it's like, and he calls Roberts over and says, "Yeah, this is, Martinsburg Madman and Big C." I was like, "These are real good two guys. They run a podcast. Maybe you could, how would you like to do an interview with them, promote our movie and, promote yourself?" So, and Roberts was like, "Yeah, that's great. See me tomorrow." And I tell Big Candy, it's like, "Listen, uh, you we were both like in shock, like, dude, we're gonna have a guaranteed interview tomorrow. If we do it, it's like, do you want to do it?" It's like, I'm not twist. It was one of those things like, I'm not going to twist your arm to do this. If you can't do it, I know because he was going through a rough patch. And I'm like, I'm not going to twist your arm. I know what family, man. It'd be something like something was going on with you and Willow, and
Right.
I'd say concentrate on don't don't drag me up to or having a fun day out if it's going to wreak more havoc with you and Willow. And so he calls the missus and he hashes things out. All that. She was ecstatic too. She said, "No, go ahead, do it." I'm like, "All right, do it. I'll give you gas money and all that." We hammered it out. Next day we go up. All I had in my pocket that day was money for groceries for the week. That's it. Money not to be touched. And when things died down a little bit, that's when I went to Mr. Roberts and asked him, "How about that interview?" Yeah, he said the interview would be great if you give me $5 for the interview. I went, what? Yeah, I want $5 for the interview. That's not what you were saying last night, man. But I want $5. I said, dude, I can't give you $5. That $5 I need for groceries. And he pretty much turned to one of the four state volunteers and he was like, can you believe this guy? He won't give me $5 because it's for grocery money. What a freaking loser. I'm
Whoa,
like,
not good.
and he was like that. I went to back to Big Candy. I was like, you won't believe this shit. And I told him what happened. He was like, what? I went, exactly. I pretty much I felt bad for Big Canyon. It's like, dude, I felt like I twisted your arm to show up today, bring you all the way up here. I had you twist, we both kind of convinced the missus to have you come back up here and all this. He's like, dude, don't feel bad. And he's like, that's fucked up. And he called the missus and she was like, what? And he was like, yeah, that just happened. Because, if this was something that was said like the night before, we were like, yeah, he's going to charge us $5. Let's not do it. Both of us are going through a rough patch. Let's call it a day. We got some great content today and just, head on home, chalk it up as a win. But for the most part, that second day, I think I got two more panels and I got a whole, like, another interview or two that day as well. So
Hmm.
it was another win. And he said that Big Candy was like, don't fret it. Fuck them. Fuck them. You got what, two extra interviews out of today? You got two or three extra interviews out of today. You got an extra panel out of today. You got more than enough freaking content. So, fuck them. Fuck them. Yeah, it sucks. And it wasn't your fault. It wasn't our fault. Everything else. Fuck them. Leave them be. And it's just that, and from what we heard later, granted, this is all hearsay, it was, you mentioned Remnants. It's like Remnants, what Remnants? We don't know anything about that movie because it now has a bad rap. There's like bad blood, and it was mostly because of him. They inserted a scene because he wanted to be a part of it. So,
That's nuts. Well, I'm sorry all that went down the
but
way that it did.
yeah, but it's one of those things. I think that was one of the years that uh, what's her name was there? The original Gata was there. Tony Todd's sister.
Oh, I know who you mean. Yeah.
Uh,
I was just talking to her today. I feel like such an asshat. I can't think of her name.
yeah, it escapes me. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. Great personality. Um, one of these days, I hope to God I go to a con and Tony's there. And I could just go up to him and go, hey, Tony, how's your sister?
I talk with her husband more often than I do her. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I know her husband goes by the nickname of Saint, and he's back
yeah.
on the internet. And
I
yeah,
saw both of them last
Monique.
year. Her and her husband last year at the filming for Zero, and they were both a hoot, getting her roll. I got her rolling last year at on set because one of the folks was in full zombie makeup, and she and her husband was like, Saint was there taking photos, and the person who was in zombie makeup was like, I want my photo. And she was literally overacting, like, and I'm making it look like I'm holding her back. I'm like, dude, take the photo. I don't know if I can hold her much longer. She's like a spider monkey. As soon as I said that, Gator just lost it. She was on the floor. She couldn't hold it back. Both of them were laughing hysterically.
Mm.
So it was just fun times. Fun. She's good people. I'll promote her every time Impact is on because she used to be a wrestler on there or manager. Both. I think she was both a wrestler and a manager, kind of like how um, Jesse L. Green, the
Yeah.
you know Captain Decapitate is, and So every time Impact is on, it's older episodes of Impact Wrestling, I always look up and see if I could spot her. But that way I could shout to everybody, I know that bitch. She's a wonderful woman.
Yeah, Monique is awesome.
Monique Caprice, she's a wonderful woman. Um, so again, Force State is a wonderful family. It's always great to meet folks. Um, and it's one of those things you actually see a lot of the same folks go to the same shows in and around the area. Sometimes I know Dan Noakes was a part of Force State for every now and again. You go to one show or not, you see Dan. It's like, hey Dan, how you doing? And so everybody's like on a first name basis because it's the usual band of idiots doing the same grouping of tours everywhere. So it's always fun. It's a cheap show with value. There's loads of stuff. There are things. Are there things at Force State that are questionable? Yes, I'll
Yes,
say that.
all the time. But that's with any con.
It and it varies depending on what you want to look at. Like me getting into D&D over the past few years. There's I think they're going to be there again this year. They were selling like 3D printed dice towers, and I told Big Canyon, it's like, see that dice tower that they're selling for $40? He's like, yeah. I don't know if they have a vendor license for that, because a lot of places that do Kickstarters or Patreons, or sometimes when you buy the STLs through an actual vendor, major company, you can buy a vendor license that you can make it yourself and sell it yourself at a show. And this particular vendor, I don't remember seeing a vendor license for that particular item. So it could be bootleg stuff, and it's one of those things that's a possible gray area.
Mm-hmm.
And because if they don't know, I can get away with it. And it's not like, oh, I have this book, and yet if you open up the book, it's a word for word copy of like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or a Stephen King novel, where it's a blatant copyright or a blatant rip of a mainstream movie, like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or Evil Dead Rising is going to be on the table. That's blatantly obvious. Force State's not going to do that, but something like a book or something that's blatantly obvious, yeah. But if it's something like what I have in my hands for the folks at home, it's one of those charity cookbooks, and it's the best thing. It's one of my weird things, hobbies. I collect these things. But side note, because I just got distracted. Dylan on TikTok does the recipes on these type of books. He's an awesome creator. I love his content because he always tries. I think you might have seen some of his stuff on YouTube. I shared some of his videos.
Yeah,
he does great guy, funny guy. I love his content. I'm going to buy his book. I want to buy his cookbook. But
another topic we want to kind of jump in tonight.
Yeah, let's get into